Starting from introduction, financial planning is a concept that focuses on enhancing both individual and family in terms of increasing personal satisfaction by managing their financial planning that will reduce uncertainty. It is important to achieve financial success for a financial stability in long-term period. The purpose of this report is regarding to the financial planning of Fazira's life cycle from the stage 1 until stage 5. In the first stage, Fazira is a student at UiTM Puncak Alam and studies in Bachelor of Accountancy. Cash flow statement and balance sheets are provided to show her financial management. Moving on, in the second stage, Fazira is qualified for a permanent job which provides stability in her financial income for the position of Junior Audit Executive at audit firm. After 2 years of working, she managed to apply for a loan in order to buy a car. On the third stage, Fazira got married with Fatah and was gifted with 2 children named as Zubair and Zulaika. Besides, Fazira applied for a credit card as it is more convenient to bring around. On this stage onward, Fazira have more responsibilities to pay such as car loan, credit card, and family expenses. Fazira decided to have her retirement after working for the period of 35 years. She is financially focusing on all the assets that she could manage in order to gain benefit on savings and investment. The fourth stage provides the information of Fazira's Employees Provident Fund, EPF, which includes the calculation as the preparation for her retirement stage. Last but not least, the fifth stage is about Fazira's retirement years with estate planning.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Nur Hafiz bin Muhammad Zahar and I will present about the stage 1, young adult with the cash flow statement. The stage is between 22 years old until 25 years old. Fazira is a university student and she also works part-time as promoter at Tesco during semester break. Because of her excellent result in university, she was offered by Mara for the scholarship for every semester. There are various expenses that need to be borne by her as a university student. The education fee has to be paid for every semester, along with the college fee and electrical fee. She also has to spend for her needs on the book and stationeries. During public holiday, she always went for vacation with her friends, Nolofa and Mira. She also has a hobby of watching drama and movies. For preparation to perform Hajj in the future, she started saving in Tabung Haji account. So, this is the Fazira cash flow statement for the year ended 31 December 2016. First, for the income. The income that she get is from the salary from part-time work, which is 2,400 ringgit, Mara scholarship, 6,400 ringgit, and parents allowance 1,200 ringgit. So the total revenue that she get is 10,000 ringgit. And for the expenses, it is from the education fees 1,200 ringgit, college fees 360 ringgit, electrical fee 60 ringgit, book and stationeries 600 ringgit, personal care 1,200 ringgit, Netflix 540 ringgit, monthly food expenses 3,840 ringgit, handphone bills 600 ringgit, vacation 800 ringgit, transportation 120 ringgit, and clothing purchase 600 ringgit. So the total expenses for her is 9,920 ringgit. And for the saving, which is income minus expenses, she have 80 ringgit. For the Fazira balance sheet for the year ended 21 December 2016, we have to calculate the total asset and total liabilities. And the total asset include current asset, which is cash in hand 800 ringgit, saving account 2,500 ringgit, and the total current asset is 3,300 ringgit. And for the lifestyle asset, we have to calculate about the market value MacBook 2014, which is 2,500 ringgit, and market value iPhone 6s, which is 2,000 ringgit. So the total lifestyle asset is 4,500 ringgit. And for the investment asset, it is a Tabung Haji account balance, which is 3,000 ringgit, which means the total investment asset also 3,000 ringgit, and the total asset which is 10,800 ringgit. And for the current liabilities, it have a maxis bill overdue which is 135 ringgit, and amount borrowed from Mira 200 ringgit. So the total current liabilities is 335 ringgit. And for the non-current liabilities, she doesn't have any, so the total non-current liabilities is 0. So the total liabilities she get is 335 ringgit. And for the net worth, which is total asset minus total liabilities, it is RM 10,465 ringgit. And for the total liabilities plus net worth, it is same with the total asset, which is 10,800 ringgit. That is all from the stage 1. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Farahlina binti Hamzah and I will be presenting the stage 2. Stage 2 is starting a job with tax planning. After graduated, Fazura worked as a junior audit executive at audit firm and not yet married. 2 years after working, Fazura bought a Toyota Vios for 100,000 ringgit. Fazura get a 2-month bonus paid by her employer due to her excellent performance. Fazura also opened a tabung haji account and has saving 50,000 and receive 8% dividend per annum in June every year. Fazura's current ASB account has saving 80,000 ringgit and receive dividend 5.5% per annum. Fazura also made a donation 500 ringgit to an approved institution. Fazura also stays with and take care of her retired aging father and mother. The additional information about Fazura is Fazura annual salary is 55,200, her life insurance 3,000, her employee provident fund 6,500, medical insurance monthly 150 ringgit, books and magazines 500, sport equipment 1,000, zakat 500, annual tax 500, deferred annuity scheme 4,000, and internet subscription monthly 150. For tax planning calculation, Fazura's tax planning for the year assessment 2019. For aggregate income, salary 55,200 and bonus for 2 months. We will take 55,200, we will divide by 12 and get 4,600, which is her monthly salary. So 4,600 we will times with 2 and get 9,200. Tabung haji dividend 50,000 ringgit, we will times 8% and get 4,000 for dividend. ASP dividend 80,000 we will times with 5.5% and get 4,400. So total aggregate income of Fazura is 72,800. So we will minus with donation, which is 500, and so we get total accessible income 72,300. For tax relief for individual is 9,000, for parent 3,000, life insurance and EPF tax relief is 7,000, medical insurance 1,800, lifestyle, which is books and magazines, sport equipment and internet subscription monthly is 2,500, deferred annuity scheme 3,000. So total tax relief is 26,300. So for chargeable income, total accessible income will minus with total tax relief and get 46,000. For tax rate, we will take on the first 35,000, which is 600. So 46,000 minus with 35,000 and we will get 11,000. So 11,000 we will times with 8% and get 880. So total income tax is 1,480. So we will minus with tax rebates, which is zakat 500. So 1,480 we will minus with 500 and we will get total tax payable, which is 980. So 980 we will minus with annual tax, which is 500, and we will get balance tax payable is 480. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Amani binti Marzuki. I will continue this presentation at stage 3. In stage 3, Fazura get married to Fatah and blessed with the twins. She usually pays her daily expenses using her credit card by Maybank Islamic Mastercard Equine Platinum Card. The billing period for this month starting 15 August to 14 September 2021. The interest rate is charged at 18% per annum, and bank requires 5% for monthly minimum payment. As you guys can see, table 2.3 shows 3.3.1 shows the account transaction from 15 August to 40 September year 2021. I will proceed to calculation for this stage. Table 2.3.2 shows the average daily balance credit. The total aggregate balance is RM76,627.45 and the accumulative days is 31 days. Next, in table 2.3.3 show the credit calculation. For average daily balance, the total aggregate balance divided by the total days, and the answer is RM2,471.84. Then the interest charge, interest rate per annum 80% divided by 12 months, then multiply it with the average daily balance earlier, then the answer is RM37.08. Next, outstanding balance. The formula is N balance divided plus with the interest charge, and the answer is RM2,504.91. The minimum payment is RM127.45. Take the percent minimum payment, that is 5%, then multiply it with the outstanding balance. The last one, outstanding balance after minimum payment. Outstanding balance minus with the minimum payment, and the answer is RM2,421.46. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Nufikri bin Ahmad Iyas. Today, I will present about stage 4, entering retirement age with APF calculation. Fazura is planning to retire and she is considering to invest with an EPF account. She intends to invest in one of public mutual top fund. She wished to withdraw 3 times for investment purpose. She currently has RM130,000 in her account 1 and RM70,000 in her basic account. So let's take a look on the table. Account 1 balance 130,000. Basic account RM70,000. Saving account above basic saving account 60,000. How we get 60,000? We take 130,000 minus by 70,000 and we get 60,000. 30% of basic account. So how we get 80,000? 30% times 70,000, we get 80,000. Minimum amount to withdraw is 1,000. Maximum amount to withdraw 18,000. We take from the 30% of basic saving. So the account 1 balance is 112,000. How we get 112,000? We take 130,000 minus by 18,000. So RM112,000 we carry forward to the second withdrawal, and we make the same calculation for the rest. And for the second withdrawal for account 1 balance is RM99,400. So we take this value and we carry it forward to the third withdrawal, and we calculate as usual, and then the end amount for account 1 balance is RM90,580. Fazura wished to buy a semi-detached house in Taman Tengku Bajrah at a compound that cost her RM385,000. To finance the house, she will take out an RM300,000 bank loan, with the remaining RM35,000 coming from her EPF saving. Account 2 currently has a balance of Rm 100,000. So let's take a look on the table about the calculation. Cost of semi-detached house Rm 335,000. Bank loan Rm 300,000. Extra amount needed Rm 35,000. So how we get 35,000? We take from cost of house 385,000 minus by 300,000, so we get 35,000 plus 10% of total cost of house 33,500. So 10% from the cost 385,000, we get 33,500. Eligible amount to withdraw 68,500. So we take 35,000 plus by 33,500 and we get 68,500. Account 2 balance Rm 100,000 minus maximum amount that can be withdrawn 68,500. We take from the eligible amount. Balance in account 2 after withdrawal Rm 31,500. So we take 100,000 minus by 68,500 and we get Rm 31,500. So Fazura discovered that she can afford to buy a house with 35,000 from her account 2 and the remaining 300,000 by taking out a bank loan after careful planning and calculation. That's all. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Izzati Meti Rosli. I will be presenting Stage 5 Retirement Years with Estate Planning from 61 to 70 years old. Fazura believes it is now time for her to retire after over 35 years on the job. She wants to focus on herself and her family. She is financially prepared for retirement since she has everything planned out. Fazura's main concern at this point is estate planning. Estate planning is defined as a process of disposing of an estate after one's death. Estate or legacy mean money or property left by the deceased, which includes movable and removable assets. She wants to write a will that expresses her wishes for how her estate will be handled and divided when she dies, as well as who will administer it. Aside from that, she does not want to burden her family members with her property distribution. Fazura also intends to ensure that her assets are distributed according to her intention. Furthermore, because no surety are imposed to provide security for estate administration, it will help to expedite the legal process involved with estate distribution. Other than that, it will allow Fazura to name her own executor or trustee to carry out her desire and safeguard her interests. Fazura would also like to give a gift to her parents as a way of thanking them for raising her. Thus, it is important that she made her will while she is still able to do so. Lastly, Fazura has a total assets of 1,800,000 ringgit, which includes her house, car, and saving. As a Muslim, she is adhering to the Islamic rule that only 1/3 of the deceased property can be transferred through the will, while the other 2/3 must be allocated according to Fara'id. 1/4 of Fazura's personal property will be handed to her husband Fatah. Fazura's son Zubair will receive a part of 5/18, but her daughter Zulaika will receive only 5/36. And Fazura parent will receive 1/6 of Fazura assets. In other terms, Fatah will receive 450,000 ringgit, Zubair will receive 500,000 ringgit, Zulaika will receive 250,000 ringgit, and both her parents will receive 300,000 ringgit each.
The role in making the right decision on financial issues. Financial planning should be taken seriously in order to provide financial stability to prevent any unplanned circumstance. An individual should be considerate of having asset, expenses, and liability to suit their own income that they are able to generate. By that, Financial planning will be effective in providing financial stability. Fazura managed to list out her debts such as car loan, credit card and house loan in order for her to be aware of them. Fazura worked hardly as a junior audit executive at an audit firm and applied for a loan to get a car. She planned for her saving with Tabung Haji and ASP, which will act as a savings and emergency funds. Fazura got promoted as senior executive with increasing in salary and wider scope of working. Throughout few years, she kept her own saving before getting married. Fazura managed her income proportionately. She provided monthly allowance for her parents. Fazura's family surely achieved financial stability when she covered some part of the house price with her EPF savings to buy a semi-detached house. Fazura's family financial planning has proven to be effective when she achieved financial stability throughout all the stages.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Farah Liana binti Hamzah and I will presenting about consumer credit. Credit is an arrangement to receive cash, goods or services now and pay for them in the future. Credit also can be defined as the power to buy or borrow on trust. Consumer credit specifically relates to the use of credit by individuals and family units for personal needs. The reason why we use credit or borrow is to pay for goods or services without using cash immediately. Means that if you don't have enough cash at the moment to purchase something, you can use credit such as credit card. We also use credit to enable us to buy expensive products or assets without having to pay them fully for many years. There are few types of credit, which is number 1, credit card. Credit card is a plastic money. Credit card issued by financial company. The credit card statement will be given at the end of the month. Card holders borrow funds to pay for goods and services. For credit card examples such as Visa or MasterCard. Credit card impose the condition that cardholders need to pay back the borrowed money including interest and additional agreed open charge, which is late charge. The next type is charge card. Charge card is electronic payment card. For example, such as American Express, which is primary issuer. Charge card is a card where there is no interest. Charge card have limited number of issuers. Charge card exposure to a wide variety of standard items, which is luxury. Charge card is popular due to rewards benefits for each purchase where customer will get points when customer made a purchases. Charge card requires the user to pay his or her balance in full upon receipt of the statement in monthly basis. The next type is retail charge card. Retail charge card offered by department stores or retail business. Retail charge card offer cashback or reward points. The next type is revolving letter of credit or overdraft. Overdraft offers customer access to money from a financial institution where up to predetermined limit, which means customer can borrow money from the financial institution but there is a credit limit. Overdraft allows customer to use the funds when needed, but it is secured by a company's assets, where bank has the ability to seize property if the debts are not paid in a timely manner. This overdraft can be taken by corporation or individual. There are few types of loan, which are housing loan, car loan, personal loan, and education loan. The next point is advantage of credit. The first advantage is credit can make a payment only once a month. Next advantage, credit is safer than cash because we don't have to bring along a lot of cash when shopping or going everywhere, since with a one card you can pay everything. Credit also is convenient when shopping because if you didn't have enough cash, you can just use a card to pay. Credit also easier to return merchandise since the statement was stated there. The next point is disadvantage of credit. The first disadvantage is a temptation to overspend since since we didn't see how much we are spent compared to using cash, we will see how much cash we are used. The next disadvantage is failure to repay loan may lead to loss of income because need to pay back with interest charge and late charge. Credit also does not increase total purchasing power, and credits are cost money. Thank you.
Investment can be defined as a way to obtain an additional sources of income or gain profit from the investment over a specific period of time. There are some factors affecting the choice of investment, such as safety and risk, which contains components of the risk factor, which are inflation risk, interest rate risk, business failure risk, market risk, and global investment risk. Safety means to minimize the risk of loss, while risk means a measure of uncertainty. Other than that are investment income, investment growth that related to the investment that increase in value, and lastly is investment liquidity, which means that you are able to buy or sell investment quickly without affecting the investment value. Moving on to asset allocation and investment alternative, such as stock or equity financing, to have equity capital that is provided by stockholders that buy the shares. Asset allocation, which will minimize the investment risk, time factor for the longer period of investment with better returns, age that influence the type of investment, corporate and government bonds, which is a loan to a corporation, mutual funds, which happens when investors pool their money and do investment with the assist of professional fund manager, real estate with the goal to buy a property and resell to add profit, and speculative investment such as call option, put option, and derivative. And the last part of my infographic is the type of investment such as fixed deposit that are available in conventional or Islamic, shares in the stock market for companies to raise capital, unit trust known as managed investment, bond, which is a long-term instrument that can be divided into a few types of bond, residential property where the landlord need to consider issues such as depreciation in property, and lastly in real property where investment of investor make a small investment and rent it out to cover the mortgage repayment. Once the market price increases, the investor will either sell it or remortgage to acquire finance debt-free while gaining profit, or purchase more property such as residential house, flats, condominium, standard lots in shopping or office complex, or others.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Amani binti Marzuki. Now I will explain about retirement planning. Retirement planning is the process of identifying retirement income objective as well as the actions and decisions required to meet the goals. There are many reasons to start planning for our retirement. You will be dealing with daily life expenditures, medical bills, and other needs. In old age, there are always emergencies. One of it is to live a comfortable standard of living during retirement, also to determine the level of income need during the treatment. Where do this fund come from? First, Provident and Pension Fund are institutions that provide members with social security in the form of retirement, medical, death, also disability. The funds come from the member and the employers. Example of this institution is EPF and SOSO. The Employee Provident Fund (EPF) is the national compulsory savings scheme for individuals employed in the Malaysian private sector. It is based on the Employees Provident Fund Act 1991. The retirement scheme is fully funded and provide defined contribution type of benefits to member. EPF not only function as a retirement fund, it is also a multi-purpose saving fund that allow withdrawal to be made to finance housing, education, also medical expenses. And this is some example of situation that will lead to some issue. In this infographic, I just state the point. Now I will describe the whole situation. For example, I give his name as Ali. In the beginning, Ali tend to spend his money and didn't make any saving for the future. When an unexpected situation or emergencies happen, Ali need to use his saving that actually he saved for other purpose, or he use his credit card that just will increase his liability. With the unstable financial, it will lead to his broken marriage life, or he will changing his job frequently. Lastly, he don't have any other choice and need to use his retirement saving for other purpose. And that's it from my part. That's all. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Nafikri bin Ahmad Ilyas. I will present about estate planning. Estate planning. Definite plan for the administration and disposition of one's property during one's lifetime and at one's death. Definition of will. Documents where a person states his attention as to how his estate is to be administered and to be distributed after his death and who is to administer it. Definition of Fara'id. Sign dealing with the law pertaining to the devotional act based on the Sharia in respect of the wealth of a person after the certainty of his or her death or on the assumption of his or her death. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Nur Hafiz and I'm also present for the estate planning. Hibah is also related with the estate planning. Hibah is the granting ownership of property from one party to another without any consideration or iwat that occurs during the life of hibah provider, made voluntary, not meant to glorify anybody and given by reciting an ijab and kabul or any such expression. It can be used to complement wasiat. And importance of estate planning is first, protect beneficiaries. Without an estate plan, the court will often decide who gets your asset and it will take a long time. After all, a court doesn't know which family has been responsible and which one should not have free access to cash. Second, protect young children. With estate planning, it will ensure that your children are cared for in a manner of which you approve. You will want to name their guardian in the event that both parents die before the kids turn 18. Without a will that names these guardians, the court will step in to decide who will raise your children. Third, avoid family dispute. Although intention can be done orally, but sometimes the distribution of estate could lead to complication, especially when the husband has more than one wife. And last, reduce that burden of the heirs. Estate planning is all about protecting your loved ones, which means by giving them protection from the Internal Revenue Service. Essential to estate planning is transferring assets to heirs with an eye toward creating the smallest possible tax burden for them. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Izati binti Rosli. My metric number is 2020960093. I will be presenting future financial challenges. Future financial challenges are the obstacles that you need to face regarding your financial problem that block you from going as you plan. It can be long-term and short-term, depends on what kind of challenges. First of all is unstable network. Many consumers struggle with the basic challenges of having an income that doesn't cover their expenses because they are spending on unnecessary stuff, so that their expenses more than their income and lead to more commitment. Secondly, late bill payment, which is not establish a consistent payment cycle. This is because missing payment due rates or forget to pay. Consumer also too busy, and even worse, they don't have enough money to settle the bill on time and it will become overdue payment. Next, when you involve in debt such as house loan, car loan, education loan and credit card, especially credit card that incur high interest rate. Lastly, inconsistent in saving, expenses fluctuate from month to month, while income remains fairly steady, and what makes it worse is consumers don't have personal budget for expenses. Next, I will be presenting strategies to overcome future planning challenges. First of all, create a moving budget, which is list down important and necessary stuff only, create a live by monthly budget, and pay bill on time so that it will not become overdue payment. Secondly, avoid getting involved in unnecessary debt, such as reduce credit card usage and use only when you are out of cash. You can also reduce your debt balance when you're able to do so. Lastly, spend according to your ability. You have to scale down your lifestyle and do not follow or depend on trends on media social. You have to set aside money in saving account each month for emergency. The emergencies such as unforeseen medical expenses, major car fix, home appliance repair. This is important to help you overcome your stress level.